Hello students, welcome to topperseducation.com. In this video, we are going to discuss 10th class state syllabus trigonometry chapter. Now, let us discuss the introduction part about the trigonometry. In the previous classes, we have seen about triangle, as you already know about the triangle, and we have seen about its properties also. And now in our daily life, we will see many situations where we use triangles. Now let us see some of the examples of using the triangles in our daily life. And the first example is electric poles. Electric poles, as we see many in our daily life. Now let us see about it. Let us see the figure here. Here it is the ground and it is the pole. For this, having many wires, and here it is having one of the wire, and now it is electric pole is in the shape of triangle. Here is the angle, and now the electric poles nowadays present everywhere, and they are usually erected by a metallic wire, and the pole wire and the bottom, that is ground, will form the shape of the triangle, and here the angle of wire with the ground. And this is the one of the example that we use triangle in our daily lives. Let us see another one, that is ladder. We know the shape of the ladder. It is the ladder, and let us see the example, that is if a person is whitewashing a wall with the help of the ladder, and it is the wall here. Here is the ladder, and here the person is whitewashing the wall at the top of the wall with the help of ladder. Here the bottom of the ladder will make the triangle with an angle theta. And here if the person want to paint at higher position, then what will the person do? What will be the change of the ladder with ground? And this is the another example. And the next one is slider. Nowadays in the playground we will see many sliders, and mainly the children likes to slide on the slider, and when it is kept on the earth, it will make with some defined angle. And what will happen if the slider, we change the angle? If we change the angle of the slider, then if the children will be able to slide on it? No. Now let us see the figure, that is here, this is the earth, and here it is the slider. From here the children will slide, and if it is the earth, if the angle of this slider according to earth is changed, then what will happen? Will the children able to slide on it? And this is the another example. These are the some of the examples that we use triangles in our daily lives. And now these examples are geometrically showing the applications of the part of triangles in our daily life. And now we can measure heights, distances and slopes by using the property of triangles. And these type of problems are the part of the trigonometry, that is our chapter. And now trigonometry is nothing but the branch of mathematics. And now let us look at the example as seen previous, that is a person who is whitewashing the wall with the help of ladder as shown in previous. Now here in this example we have some of the conditions. Let us see about them. Here now for this let us draw a figure, that is here it is the base of the ladder denoted with B, and here A dash A. And here it indicates ladder. It is represent C and C dash. It is the ladder. And now here the foot of the ladder will be represented by A and the top of it by C, and the point of joining height and the base is denoted by B. Here therefore triangle A, B, C is the right angle triangle with right angle at B, and the angle between ladder and base is said to be theta. Here is theta. And now here we have 2 points, that is if the person wants to whitewash at the higher point on the wall, that is here, then what happens? The angle made by the ladder with the ground. And what will be the change in distance? AB. And the second point is if the person wants to paint at the lower point, then again what will happen as same in previous, and what will be the change in distance? Here we have observed in the previous example of the person who was whitewashing the wall. When he wants to paint at higher or lower points, he should change the position of the ladder should be changed. Here the first position and the next position is this. So when theta is increased and the height also increases and the base will be decreases, and similarly when theta decreases, height also decreases and base increases. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Here we have seen a right angle triangle, that is ABC, and have given A, B, C as ordinary names. And now let us name the sides again, because trigonometric ratios of angles are based on sides only. So now let us give some of the names to the sides of the triangle. Now let us see the naming of sides of triangle. Now let us take the right angle triangle. Here this is the right angle triangle A, B and C. Here it is right angle at B. In this triangle ABC, we can consider angle CAB. That is, here is the angle where angle A is acute angle here. Since AC is the longest side, here AC is the longest side, it is called as hypotenuse. And this side can be called as hypotenuse. Here you observe the position of side BC with respect to angle A. That is, BC is the opposite side. Opposite side of angle A. And already seen that AC is hypotenuse. And now we have the another side, that is AB. This AB can be called as adjacent side. Adjacent side of angle A. And now let us identify these hypotenuse, opposite side and adjacent sides for the given angles in a triangle. Now let us take a triangle, that is here. This is a right angle triangle PQR. Here at an R angle will be there and Q is right angle for P. Now for angle R we will find the opposite side, hypotenuse and adjacent side. Here R is the angle. According to R, PQ is the opposite side of angle R. That is, PQ is opposite side. And here PR is nothing but hypotenuse. And again, according to angle R, QR is nothing but adjacent side. And similarly, for any triangle, you can found the opposite side, hypotenuse and adjacent side according to the given angle. And now, let us see another triangle. Here X, Y, Z. Here for this triangle we should find now for angle X and for angle Y also. For two angles we should find the opposite side, adjacent side and hypotenuse for the two angles. And now for angle X, this is angle. According to X, YZ is opposite. And XZ is hypotenuse. And XY is adjacent. It is based on the given angle. And now for angles Y, it is different. for angles y according to y, xz is opposite side and yz is hypotenuse and xy is adjacent side. And for different triangles, different angles, the sides are also different. And now in the right angle triangle ABC, this is A, B, C and it is theta, as we already seen the naming of sides. And now here what do you observe, is there any relationship between opposite side of angle A and adjacent side of angle C? Here if A is an angle and C is also angle, for A, BC is the opposite side. For C, BC is the adjacent side. And is there any relationship between them? Yes, of course, it is same, because for angle A, BC is the opposite side. For angle C, BC is the adjacent side. According to angle, the sides also is changing. And now here we have to understand the relationship between sides and angles, and all these relations we will study under trigonometric ratios. And now let us see about the trigonometric ratios. Here in these trigonometric ratios, we have seen some of the examples in the beginning of the chapter about the triangles that we use in daily life situations. And now let's know about the trigonometric ratios and how they are defined. Now let us take an example. And now let us draw a horizontal line on the paper, and now let its initial point be marked as A and the other points are B, C, D, E with the length of 3 centimeters, 6 centimeters, 12 centimeters and 16 centimeters respectively from A. And now let us draw the perpendicular lines for this with 4 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 12 centimeters and 16 centimeters, and it is pointed as P, Q, R and S. And now let us join the AP, AQ, AR and AS. Here is the angle theta. In this figure, let us observe that here we have 4 right angle triangles. One is ABP, ACQ, ADR and AES. And now here we should find the lengths of AP, AQ, AR and AS. And again we should find the ratios of BP by AP, CQ by AP, DR by AR, ES by AS. And these are the some of the ratios we should find. And from this figure we should find length of hypotenuse, and similarly length of opposite side and length of adjacent sides and opposite side by hypotenuse and adjacent side by hypotenuse. And we should find all these from the figure. And now Here the lengths to be found is AP, AQ, AR, AS, and ratios BP by AP, CQ by AQ, DR by AR, and ES by AS. And along with this, similarly, we should also find the ratio of AB by AP, AC by AQ, AD by AR, and AE by AS. And these two are the ratios. And as we observe from the previous figure. And now let us define some of the trigonometric ratios. In the previous example, we have the right angle triangles of, let us draw once again that right angle triangle. It is the right angle triangle A, B, C, D, E. Here is P, Q, R, S. Here in this we have four right angle triangles, that is ABP, ACQ, ADR, AES. These are the four right angle triangles. In this, angle A is common, and angle B, angle C, angle D, and angle E are right angles, and angle P, Q, R, S are also equal, and hence here we can say that triangles of ABP, ACQ, ADR and AES are all the similar triangles. And when we observe to found the ratio of opposite side of angle A and hypotenuse in right angle triangles, and the ratios all are similar. And now in order to find the ratios of BP by AP, CQ by AQ, DR by AR and ES by AS can be named as sin A. In those triangles, because if the value of angle A is x, here angle A can be assumed to be x, then it can be called as sin x, and hence here we can conclude that the ratio of opposite side and length of hypotenuse can be called as sine of that angle, and for any triangle it is constant. And similarly, when we observe the ratios of AB by AP, AC by AQ, AD by AR and AE by AS, for these triangles also the ratios are constant, and these ratios are adjacent sides of angle A and hypotenuse in right angle triangle. Here adjacent sides, so the ratios are adjacent side of angle by hypotenuse, and it can be called as cosine of angle, that is cosine of A. Here A is nothing but x, so we can be written it as cosine x, that is nothing but cos x. And similarly, we have another ratio, that is the ratio of opposite side and adjacent side. That is opposite by adjacent. It is called as tangent of the angle. It is nothing but tan. And up to now, that is, we have seen sine, cosine and tangent. And now let us define the ratios of these three. And now for this, let us consider a right angle triangle again. And right angle at B, here is A, here is C. Here ABC is the right angle triangle and at A is angle. And now let us define the ratios of sine, cosine and tan, that is tangent. And now let us define for sine of angle A is nothing but length of opposite side by hypotenuse, that equals to length of opposite side of angle A by hypotenuse. That is BC by AC. And now for cosine of angle A is nothing but length of adjacent side of angle A by hypotenuse, that is AB by AC. And again for tangent of angle A is nothing but length of opposite side of angle A by length of adjacent side of angle A, that is simply opposite side by adjacent side, that equals to BC by AB. And these are the sine, cosine and tangent. Along with these three ratios, we have considered some of the again three, that is the multiplicative inverse of these three ratios. And here is the another three, that is the multiplicative inverse of sin A is nothing but 1 by sin A, that is cosecant A, and it is defined as cosecant A equals to 1 by sin A. And similarly multiplicative inverse of cos A is nothing but 1 by cos A, that equals to secant A. And another one, that is multiplicative inverse of tan A is 1 by tan A, that equals to cot A. And the definition, that is the ratio of these are, for cot A is multiplicative inverse of tan A, that is adjacent side by opposite side. And for secant A is hypotenuse by adjacent. And similarly for cosecant is nothing but hypotenuse by opposite. And these are the 6 ratios that we mainly use in the trigonometric. And up to this we have completed the introduction. In the next video we will discuss some of the examples. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get the channel notifications.